talk about why you choose the I Ching to be your subject matter.
Yes.
You need to.
So, in fact, I was to student in the third years of my study in art, and at that time I work on the duality. I paint at that time a canvas with black and white colors. I was interested by duality, and at the same time I discovered the Chinese philosophy, martial art also Chinese martial art, and of course I start to read some classical Chinese book like Lao She, Confucius, Chuang-Tzu, Li-Tzu, and I discovered the Taoism, and very fast, of course, I discovered the I Ching, and the first time I opened the I Ching, I saw the Gua, all the Gua, the hexagrams, the 64 hexagrams, and for me it was very interesting because I had between hands a new language, and before to understand the I Ching, I decided to work on this language with two lines, yin and yang lines, and it was my first approach with the I Ching. It was like an analytic reading of the I Ching, try to understand the mechanism inside, how a line can change in another line, and to follow the changement, and try to understand this new language, and to compare it with other language. And so at that time I stopped to paint because it was too long and too meticulous to me. I was not patient, so that's why I decided to start this new work on computer. It was easier to me, and at the beginning it was just a black and white work, very simple, a very binary work, just black and white, and to understand exactly the mechanism of the I Ching. And I remember at that time I didn't read the I Ching. I just used the Gua, that's all, without understanding anything about the I Ching. So it was funny, and for me it was enough for what I wanted to do in art. It was enough. Of course, later I tried to understand more in deep what's behind Gua, what's the meaning, okay? And but it was later, maybe I don't know, 3-4 years later.
Okay, stop.